Hey, this video covers gross shit, so because people can't fucking read, I'm making it unavoidable. This video covers topics of slurs, mocking religion, and necrophilia. So if you can't handle any of those, please don't be like me and watch shit that'll make you uncomfortable. And while there's not too many screenshots, because of the content of them, I'm afraid you'll have to pause to read them. On to the video. This is somehow the worst person I've ever talked about. Good evening, Darklings! Before we get into the fuckery, I am grossly sick. I'm pretty sure it's strep, but it could also just be a really bad cold, plus my chronic illness flaring up like a bitch. So I will sound scrunkly throughout this video, and I make no apologies for that. So remember how I mentioned a certain user cursing me with Shirtbusters content? Yeah, blame them for this video, because they cursed me with this! If you want to read about it, there is in fact a Wikitubia that goes over everything she's done so far. I'm just making this video to spread the word, because knowing the internet as well as I do, and knowing people as well as I don't, people don't actually like to sit down and read shit like this, so I'm functioning as a personality insult-filled audiobook summary and giving y'all the basics, which is enough to show how gross of a person it is. So you're not just staring at my face, I'll have a speed paint off to my left. It's probably of a commission or something. Meowbahh is an Australian YouTuber who gained a large amount of notoriety in a short period of time, notably for their voice, usage of broken Japanese, and Japlish, which feels like a slur, for the similarities between them and PNG tubers like Jellybean, or their extreme usage of slurs. Many have come to the conclusion that they are satire or a bait account, but bait account or not, this is sick. Listen, if you're going to troll people to gain notoriety, fine, whatever. If it makes you money, it makes you money. That's a reason I do what I do. But there is a goddamn line when it comes to trolling, and I know the internet does not care, but the least you could do when trolling is be a semi-decent human fucking being and not draw necrophilia of a prominent figure. But we'll get to that! A lot of bullshit happened within a short amount of time, so pay attention because we're gonna go fast. March 14th, 2022. Meowbahh uploaded a TikTok where they read some comments under their videos. Up until this point, Meowbahh, as far as I know, had been a generally inoffensive, a little annoying, but nothing too bad. But in this video, they used the R slur, which immediately people jumped on their ass about, rightfully so. Meowbahh later made a response video, and instead of being a normal person about it, and making a genuine apology, they apologised while eating to the, and I'm quoting here, disabled fandom. Yes, I'm going to let that sink in. She received a shit ton of backlash about this, again, as they should, so all around a big fuck you with disingenuous apologies. Which will not be the last time Meowbahh does this. March 18th, Meowbahh made a Discord server after reaching 10,000 followers. This would be a bad move for Meowbahh, as later several clips were uploaded where they can be seen telling people to commit the big sleep and saying even more slurs, as they obviously didn't learn the last time. Many people joined the server to then troll, spam slurs, and mostly not safe for work pictures, including those of minors. This led Meowbahh to shut down the Discord and eventually make a new one. On Discord, Meowbahh has also said they won't do R-word people, because this bitch just has no sense of common decency. As if general slurs wasn't enough, Meowbahh is also just straight up racist. They would claim to speak Japanese, but their pronunciations were off. This, in of itself, would not be an issue. I myself am learning Japanese and can only say a few words correctly with help, but Meowbahh often mispronounces them on purpose as, well, they're a cunt, with people often calling them a cringy weeaboo due to their disrespect of the language and general fetishization of Japanese culture. On top of that, during the beginning of the Allah controversy, they sent a message on Discord asking why there were so many Indonesians in their server, followed up by calling it a dog country. Because we can't have nice things, and Meowbahh is checking off the, how to be a terrible person list one by one. In Meowbahh's second comment reading video, a user asked Meowbahh if they were a homosexual. Meow's response was Meow was a fat. Meow likes all genders. It is generally assumed that Meowbahh had cut them off from saying the word faggot, which I have a very particular view on. 1, I grew up British. 2, as few know, I am a homoromantic a sapiosexual demi-boy, so I've had that slur, among many, thrown at me with malice. But at the same time, I've called both myself and my closest friends it. So, and I am heavily specifying this is my personal opinion as a singular individual, I feel like when referring to oneself or an extremely close friend, calling yourself a faggot is not the controversy it used to be. But that's just my personal take, and the only credit I will give this living parasite. However, because we can't leave things with a shred of dignity or niceness, on Meowbahh's first Discord comment reading, when asked if they support the LGBT, they and their avatar were shown visibly and audibly straining when saying LGBT, which, even if done as a joke, was considered an insensitive joke nonetheless. On the fourth Discord comments video, Meow jokingly said to vote Meow for President 2022, with the motto less gay, more pay, which was widely seen as homophobic, for obvious reasons. Back on Twitter, a post of Jellybean stating their discovery that they were pansexual instead of bisexual, good for them. Meowbahh replied stating bi and pan are the same thing. Pan is made up for LBTQers plus people to feel special. Now I don't know what conglomeration of words Meow used to try and make up that word from it, but I can only assume they were trying to make a slur based on their previous history. Aside from being the first thing they posted after saying they'd supposedly committed suicide, they were criticised for denying pansexuality and attacking Jellybean. So, just that alone establishes Meowbahh as a disgraceful piece of shit who doesn't deserve breath. But it gets worse! That's gonna be a bitch on the fucking recording. July 30th, 2022. Following the death of Technoblade, Meowbahh posted not safe for work artwork of them with techno, as well as other not safe for artwork of Adolf Hitler on Patreon and Twitter, with the censored version uploaded to Twitter and an uncensored version behind a Patreon paywall. This caused Meowbahh to receive heavy backlash from Technoblade's fanbase, as Meowbahh had essentially not only disrespected his death, disrespected Techno's family, but had the absolute fucking audacity to attempt to profit off of not safe for work artwork of a recently deceased person, a prominent figure nonetheless. Meowbahh would later make a response saying they don't condone necrophilia, which is obviously complete fucking bullshit because they are a pathetic troll whose parents never loved them! And the not safe for artwork has yet to be taken down, as of the 9th of December 2022. On October 14th, Meowbahh posted more not safe for work artwork of them with Tommy in it, followed eventually by Ranboo. September 13th, 2022. On their most recent TikTok account, Meowbahh made an apology video in which they appeared to admit all the bad things they had done. However, they made many attempts to justify themselves throughout the video, which we all know here isn't an apology. Denying accountability based on them supposedly having bipolar disorder, dissociative identity disorder, as well as an unspecified tic disorder, neither of which makes you a racist necrophilic cunt. They also claim to have religious trauma related to people calling them out for stating they could beat Allah in a fight, which is not how religious trauma works, coming from someone who has religious trauma. Thank you, Catholic Church. At the end of the video, they recorded a shot looking down from a balcony, implying they were about to jump. Though many people bought into the apology and supposed suicide at first, others in the comments came out alleging Meowbahh's apology was fake, that they wouldn't be considered forgiven anyways because death does not absolve one of wrongdoing. And one user alleged that not only was Meowbahh active in the Discord server after the video was shot, but that they had asked someone on Discord to record themselves in a high-up place for the video to make it appear as if they had committed suicide. Meowbahh continued their activity on Twitter only a week later, indirectly confirming the whole thing is fake, which I'm not surprised in the slightest. And finally, we are done. I have no words to describe Meowbahh other than a pathetic parasite that clearly craves attention because of the lack of love they got as a child. But I can't say anything that hasn't already been said by people far more knowledgeable than I am. As far as I know, Meowbahh still has a TikTok account, but that has been privated. But they are still creating content like nothing happened. My only hope is that that shit gets reported and taken down. If I can find it, it will be linked in the description. I am not saying to go harass them. Do not follow them. Simply report them and let the TikTok gods hopefully get rid of them, even if TikTok is a useless fucking app. As mentioned in the beginning, I am grossly sick and it is only projected to get worse, so it is possible there won't be a video on the 25th. If I don't stream for Yuletide, I will see you all after the new year. And hopefully with an update and a very fun announcement. Happy holidays, Docklings.